Picture this, a recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
Welcome, watchers of illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It's the 11th of September 2020 and I am recording from my new studio. Yes, I have actually moved into my new flat now, and this is the first review from there. So, hope you've all been well over this past week and a half, because I believe that's about how long it was since the last review. I'm looking at a SNES game today called the Brainies. Now, this may seem a little familiar to some of you. Do you remember Fury of the Furries on the Amiga, CD32 and all that? Well, this is part of this, but they renamed it. Yeah, but it's basically, it's the same characters. So it's a puzzle game. Now, you know what? I'm going to do my best with these. Now, I think the idea is, essentially, you've got to move your little, I think they're supposed to be Mexican beans or jumping beans. I like to see them as furries, because that's what I know them as. So the idea is to get your furry of the right colour to the right coloured blob on the screen. You can see there. Now it's very, very simple. You click on a furry to move them, and then you deselect them once you've dropped them down onto their relevant colour. Then that's that bit done. So quite simple really, isn't it? Or so you would think. Yes, it's one of those games where a little bit of thought might have to be introduced to be able to do it. So I've probably lost a life because the time limit was very, very strict there. So yeah, there we go. So let's have a look at the presentation first of all. It's actually quite colourful, but there's not a lot really to it. You've got this sort of little bit in the middle, which is your play area. You've got your timer in the top left. I'm not sure what the Joker is. I know who the Joker is, just not sure what it is in this game. You've got your score and then which level you are currently on. So that's about it for presentation. There's not really a lot to write home about when it comes to this. This was also released on other media as well. This was on the, I believe it was on the Amstrad, the Atari ST, not sure about the Amiga, but there we go. But yes, the idea is to get your furries. Oh, by the way, when you move them, they will automatically run in the direction that you push, which brings me nicely onto controls. So what you've got to do control-wise is you have up, down, left and right, and then you have select your furry and deselect your furry. It's literally those buttons, that's it. There's nothing really to learn about the control system at all. It's very, very simple, and I think, you know, most of you are going to get it fairly quickly. Now the one thing that I will say is sometimes the button pushes don't always register, so just be careful of that one. Make sure you push your select button down hard enough to be able for the game to register that you've done it. Now you can see there that there are some signs up there, which means I can't get past those, so you've got to find a way around. I suppose it's a little bit like Yazzie, I think, where you had to select two characters and move them around the screen to get them both into the home portals. So there you go. So it's along those sort of lines really, and yeah, it's really, really nice. It's very simple in its presentation, I suppose. The sound and music's quite nice actually. You've got this nice jolly sort of soundtrack going on throughout, which is always a pleasure. Have a nice bit of music to game to. It's always nice. But I don't know, would it have been worth the price tag on its release? Because you know what, cartridge games are never cheap, they never have been. So you'd probably be in the region of about £40, 45, and maximum would have been 50, which is quite a lot of money for a game, really, when you think about it. I know that the argument could be that, yeah, PlayStation 4 and all this kind of thing. Yes, the games are expensive, but leave them long enough and they come down in price. It doesn't necessarily happen with console. As far as cartridge systems go, especially in Nintendo, they are quite renowned for having expensive cartridges, and Sega aren't much better themselves when it came to the Mega Drive, or the Master System for that matter. But I'm not sure I would have been quite happy to have paid, £50 for this. I think this one would have been much better at a budget cost of maybe 20 or even less than that, but that just never happened back in the day, so we have to make do with what we've got. If you're a puzzle enthusiast, this game's going to be right up your flagpole and you will enjoy it. But if you're not and you get frustrated easily, I would recommend probably giving this a miss. I'm not saying it's a bad game by any stretch, because you do need a bit of grey matter to be able to get your furries onto the right coloured portals. And sometimes it's not obvious how you've got to do that, so a little bit of brain power is required. And I know you brainy folks out there, you'll be able to do this no problem whatsoever. So give it a go and let me know what you think anyway. So it's a single player game, and it's unfortunately, I suppose you could go down the street that I normally go down, which is past the controller after each one, so I've run out of time again, and pass the controller around your friends, see if they can do the level in a better time than you, that kind of thing, and have a competition that way. Or you could all rally round and try and help one person, a bit like Nightmare, have one person with the helmet on and the rest of you telling them where to go, if that makes sense. If not, just have one person with the controller, the rest of you figure out the puzzle on the screen before you. That's what I would recommend as a multiplayer option, and it would probably work quite nicely, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how simultaneous this would have worked, but this could have worked as a multiplayer turn-based game, but there we have it. I'm really struggling with this one, actually. You can see, you guys are probably sat at home screaming at the screen going, "You need to put it over there!" But, I can't see what you're doing, so tough. But yeah, it's for the old brain matter, it's actually fairly good, and it will keep you coming back, I think. It wouldn't keep me coming back, but then I get frustrated easily, and this isn't my type of game at all. But that's not going to influence my score, because I always score it as best as I can with regards to how other people might play the game. So, presentation wise, it's alright, isn't it? Colourful graphics, it will appeal to the younger player. It'll appeal to the younger player until they get fed up of losing all their lives. But there we go. Right, so you can see here now that I've got the gist of it. We're going to get the blue guy out of the way. Need to move the yellow one up and over. Now we're going to move the blue one again to get him over to his blue stamp. There we go. And there we are. So there you go, but it does take a little bit of working out. Well, I'm sure you guys will get to grips with it fairly quickly. But if you, like I said, if you do get frustrated, it's probably not going to be worth your time. And that's a bit of a shame, because it's got so much potential here. I think one of my favourite games for this sort of genre was Pushover, which is brilliant, and I've got a review of that on the channel as well. Just wanted to say hello to all you new subscribers out there. Thanks for coming along. I know there hasn't been anything on the channel for a week, but like I said, I have been moving out of my previous address into a new one, so it's all been a bit hectic and up in the air, but I'm back and firing on all cylinders again, shall we say. So I hope you're all keeping safe, and I hope the channel is bringing you some amusement, or at least helping you through this rather strange time that we're living in at the moment. So yeah, it's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game. You can see the type of game it is, and in fact, if you get stuck on the first few levels, you can copy my method. But I'm probably not going to get past this one by the look of it, because I've only got 20 seconds left. 15 seconds. There we go. Yeah, I think I've probably sussed this actually. Here we go. But yeah, give it a try and let me know what you think in the comments, and I will get back to you, because I always give you guys replies to my comments. But in the meantime, you guys stay safe, keep it retro. I'll be back very soon with a brand new review. Have a cracking weekend, and I'll be back probably on Monday. Until then, my friends, you keep it retro, and bye for now.